Welcome to Zukkun Knows. The United States has the world's largest economy. Its billionaires fly to space. Its tech companies rule the internet. And yet, over 30 million Americans live below the poverty line. How can one country be both insanely rich and crushingly poor? Let's break down the American wealth paradox. 1. GDP isn't the full story. America's gross domestic product, GDP, is massive, over $25 trillion. But GDP measures the total economy, not how wealth is distributed. It's like saying your classroom is rich because one kid is a millionaire. The average doesn't reflect reality for most people. 2. Wealth gap, rich versus poor. In the US, the top 1% owns more wealth than the entire bottom 90% combined. Billionaires keep getting richer, while wages for many workers have barely grown. This leads to massive inequality, not just in money, but in opportunity, education, and health. 3. The cost of living crisis. It's not just income, it's expenses. Healthcare is insanely expensive. College tuition can cost tens of thousands per year. Housing prices have skyrocketed, especially in cities. Even with a job, many Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Being not poor doesn't mean being financially secure. 4. No safety net? Unlike many developed countries, the US has a weak social safety net. No universal health care, limited paid parental leave, no guaranteed housing. If you lose your job or get sick, you're often on your own. In countries like Sweden or Germany, the system protects people more. 5. The myth of the American dream. The American dream says that anyone can succeed if they work hard. But upward mobility in the US is lower than in much of Europe. Your zip code can predict your future more than your effort. That's not a dream, that's a trap. 6. The role of race, racial inequality, plays a big part in American poverty. Black, Latino, and Native communities face systemic barriers, like worse schools, fewer job opportunities, and higher incarceration rates. The economic gap in the US isn't just about class, it's also about race. 7. Homelessness in a rich nation. Over 500,000 Americans are homeless on any given night. Tents line the streets of Los Angeles. Families sleep in cars. In a country that sends billionaires to space, why can't everyone have a home? Because housing is treated as a market, not a right. 8. Poverty is expensive. Ironically, being poor often costs more. Late fees, high-interest loans, lack of preventative health care, it all adds up. If you can't afford to fix your car, you might lose your job. Then you're home. Then everything. It's a cycle that's hard to escape. 9. Who's benefiting? So why doesn't the system change? Because someone benefits from the way things are. Big corporations, private healthcare, and wealthy donors all have power. And politics in the US often reflects the will of the wealthy, not the majority. 10. What can be done? The good news? Change is possible. Movements for higher minimum wage, universal health care, and student debt relief are gaining traction. More people are asking hard questions about capitalism, fairness, and justice. America is rich, but the question is, who gets to enjoy that wealth? Thanks for watching Zukkun Knows. If you thought money equals happiness, think again. True wealth is when no one's left behind. Subscribe for more deep dives, and let's keep asking the tough questions together.